Ooh, I'm coming in hot. Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary. How are you? I'm doing just fine. Just very, very busy at work. Welcome to the dictionary. I am your host, Spencer, and we've got some more G words, more glad words, and then some other words too. That's how it goes. Hey, let's do it. Let's have some fun. Let's jump into it. The first word is the second form of the word glad. It's a verb from before the 12th century. Verb, glad, go glad. What are we doing? We're gladding. We went and we gladded yesterday. What does that mean? It's archaic. The synonym is gladden, which will be coming up oh so shortly. So, well, let's just put a pin in that and talk about it soon. All right, sound effect time. Ooh, let's go. Bring. Now we have the third form of glad. This is a noun from 1923. The synonym is the number one definition for a word that we will have later in this episode, which is, it's this one, gladiolus. A gladiolus is also called a glad because it's a shortened version, but I think that most people probably prefer to say gladiolus because it just rolls off the tongue so beautifully. Say it with me now, gladiolus. Gladiolus. All right, but we're not there yet. We can't talk about that word. But what we do have to talk about now is bring. It's the word gladden. This was the verb. The synonym sent us over here to the word gladden. It's a verb from the 13th century. It's a verb, and we are first starting with intransitive, and that one is archaic, and it means to be glad. Oh, I think I have like a hair. I feel like I see an eyelash or something in the corner of my face. I'm going to wipe off my glasses, see if I look weird without glasses, don't I? All right, so gladden, or also just glad, means to be glad. So I'm gladdening when my team won the World Series. I said yay, and I was gladdened. But then we have transitive, which is to make glad. So when my team won all of the basketballs, they gladdened me, and I got gladded. You've been gladded. Okay, so that is gladden, and now we shall move to bring, glade. Noun from 1529. All we did was we added an E to the word glad, and it became glade. It's an open space surrounded by woods. Glady, that's an adjective. Reminds me of, what was that guy? Glady! He was talking about, look at those areas. Look at those areas, those open space areas that are surrounded by trees. Glady, they're so glady. My mind is very glady. I don't know what's happening. So it's very specifically an open space surrounded by woods. I did not realize that. I've heard of a glade. I knew it was sort of a field type of thing, but I didn't know that it was specifically about being surrounded by woods. The etymology says that this is perhaps from the first form of the word glad, which was at the end of the previous episode, which was about being pleased and happy and joyful and all of those sorts of things, but also shining and smooth and bald. I don't really know. Well, maybe this came from that because it's like, oh, look at all the trees, and then there's this bald patch. This area of trees has a receding hairline. It's sort of bald and smooth in this area, so it's glad, and we made it a glade. Okay, I guess that tracks. A bring. Now we get to a word that I actually mentioned at the end of the previous episode. I didn't even think in the moment that it could possibly be in the dictionary. And we have two versions of it. We have a verb and a noun version. The first one is glad hand. Did I do the bring? Bring. The first one is two words with a hyphen, glad hand. This is the verb form. It's from 1903. Technically, this is not the first form because the other one does not have a hyphen. It's two words. So they're different. They're similar but different. Similar but different. All right. So this verb one, starting with transitive, is to extend a glad hand to. And the example is candidates glad handing everyone they meet. The candidates are glad handing. Glad handing. It's kind of hard to say when you say it so many times in a row. And if you listen to the previous episode, of course, you learned what this is, but I can't officially tell you that until we get to the noun. And of course, this is one of those situations where I believe the noun form should have come first. And then we get to intransitive verb, which is to extend a glad hand, as in glad handing, as if he were running for mayor. Now, what's the difference? Okay, so the first one, the transitive, is to extend a glad hand to, and the intransitive is to extend a glad hand. They're basically the same. Grammar people will say no. They will say, Spencer, you are wrong. You are just 100% wrong. But whatever. For my brain, they're the same. Okay, so glad hander, that is a noun. Somebody who just loves shaking everybody's hands. And that leads us to bring glad hand, two words. Noun from circa 1895. 1895. It's such an old school way to say this. So what is it? A warm welcome or greeting, often prompted by ulterior reasons. Ooh, so it doesn't say anything officially about shaking hands. This is just any sort of welcome or greeting. It could be shaking hands. It could be a hug. It could be a, hey, how are you? Welcome to my place. Come on in. The weather is warm. The water's great. Come on into my pool. What? But it's often prompted by ulterior reasons. Well, this definitely tracks with the previous definitions about candidates, somebody maybe running for mayor, or glad handing as if he were running for mayor, like, hey, I got ulterior reasons to be nice and warm to you. Maybe I don't actually feel nice and warm to you, but because I want you to help me, give me money, vote for me, whatever it is, then those are the ulterior reasons. But I don't think it has to be. I feel like you could just glad hand people without having ulterior reasons. What are your thoughts on that? Do you have thoughts on that? Tell me your thoughts. I know you're using this phrase all the time. Glad hand. All right, now moving on to ring. We have a gladiator. Gladiator is a noun from the 15th century. If you haven't seen the movie Gladiator, you should probably go do that. There is also a new one, a newish one, Gladiator 2, which wasn't going to happen. They talked about this on my friend's podcast, How Did This Not Get Made? And then they made it. So it did get made. So, gladiator is, number one, a person engaged in a fight to the death as public entertainment for ancient Romans. Oh man, what a job. You got to fight to the death every single time. There was a lot of turnover in the gladiator world, I think. Except for those people who are very, very good at their fighting. Number two, a person engaging in a public fight or controversy. So this is just in general. Just in general, somebody fighting in public, though. It's got to be in public. That's a very important part. I guess to the death was not so important when we use this word for other things that's not during ancient Roman times. And then it evolves once again to number three, which is a trained fighter, especially a professional boxer. Why boxer specifically? There's other types of fighters. There's wrestlers and kickboxers and martial artists And now I'm imagining somebody doing martial arts with paint and canvas and painting something, doing martial arts. Maybe there's paintbrushes in their hands and in their toes, and they're kicking at the canvas and making paint. I think that is now something that should happen. MMA fighters, lots of different kinds of fighters. But I guess typically a professional boxer is one that we're talking about, a gladiator. Gladiatorial, that is an adjective. And this word is from the Latin word gladius, which means sword. Ooh, maybe we'll see another word here soon that's related to that somehow. It is also of Celtic origin, akin to the Welsh word cledif, which also means sword. And so, that makes sense because the gladiators, well, first of all, ancient Roman times, they were all talking Latin. And so that perfectly connects to gladius. And they were probably often using swords, trying to stab people, trying not to get stabbed by the swords. How can I not mention a show from my childhood called American Gladiators, which I think may have come back in recent years, but this was such a fun show for us young 80s and 90s children. Totally crazy. Basically, if you don't know, the premise was they had these gladiators, these buff trained fighters, probably wrestlers and such, who were like the people that the new people had to beat. So then every episode they would have new people come on and they would do a whole bunch of series of events. And there was that jousting one where they're on the platforms, and there was that one where they had to go through the obstacles, and then there's the gladiator up top who's like shooting tennis balls at them. And oh man, there was a bunch of them. But we loved our American gladiators for a time. Okay, moving on to bring. It's the word gladiola. Gladiola. Now, was this the one that we had before? No, that was different. We're almost there. Gladiola is a noun from 1926. The synonym is also the number one definition for the word gladiolus, which was the thing that we had before, the third form of noun, the third form of glad. The noun is also gladiolus, number one. So, hey, let's look at the etymology. Back formation of gladiolus, taken as a plural, gladiolus. The US means it's singular, gladiola means it's plural. So, hey, let's talk about that one. Bring gladiolus. Noun from the 15th century. The plurals, there are, so gladiola, the previous century, that would be a plural, I think. Could also be the feminine, but also gladioli or gladioli with an I at the end. That is another way to pluralize this. Gladiola, gladioli, what are you? We're going to talk about you. So, number one. Another plural for this. So gladiolus could also be the plural. And then also, another plural would be gladioluses. So there's 4 ways, I think, to pluralize this word. Gladiolus, gladioluses, gladioli, gladioli, gladiola. I guess it's 5 if you change the pronunciation of the one with the I. Okay, so it is any of a genus of chiefly African perennial plants of the iris family with erect, sword-shaped leaves and spikes of brilliantly colored irregular flowers arising from corms. And there is a picture of this gladiolus. It has everything that I just said. That's my whole description of this. It's got flowers, and it has these leaves. It's very long and slender. The flowers go up, 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 up. They get smaller and smaller as you go up. And then starting at the bottom, these are the sword-shaped leaves. They're very long and skinny, and they come to a point, and they look like swords. So, what else do we have to say about the gladiolus? Maybe I should post a picture of this on the social media. Number 2, the large middle portion of the sternum. Oh, Your own sternum? The large middle portion of the sternum. Well, is that like the part where your ribs are connecting to it? Is it sword-shaped, maybe? Ooh, etymology time. It's Latin from the gladiolus. We already talked about that. It means sword. We know that. We know that. Going back to the word gladiator. Make me a picture of a gladiator holding some gladioluses, or covered in gladioluses, or maybe using a gladiolus as a sword. Now that would be something. I think it would be kind of flippy-floppy. I don't think it would work very well. All right, that was gladiolus. So glad we finally got to that. Bring-a-ding-a-ding. Now we have glad rags. 2 words. What is glad rags? It's a noun from 1896. It's dressy clothes. Put on my glad rags. I'm just putting on my glad rags. Going out on the town. I'm gonna paint the town red in my glad rags. My dressy clothes. All right, cool. I like that. Maybe you can give the glad hand when you're wearing your glad rags. Smelling some gladioluses. All right, now we got to go to gladsome. It's the word glad plus S-O-M-E, all one word, adjective from the 14th century. This is giving or showing joy, and the synonym is cheerful, as in gladsome news. Oh, thank you for bringing me some gladsome news. Unfortunately, right now, the news that we are getting in the world is so very rarely gladsome. I try to be gladsome amongst all of this crazy nonsense, but it's hard. Gladsomely, that is an adverb, and gladsomeness, that is a noun. So some people out there have a whole lot of gladsomeness, and some people don't have a lot of gladsomeness, and sometimes we just go back and forth. Sometimes I feel like I have gladsomeness, and sometimes I'm living my life gladsomely, but not all the time. It's hard to do it 100% of the time. Life gets in the way. Life also finds a way. All right, now we go to Gladstone. And the chiefly British pronunciation would be Gladstone. Gladstone or Gladstone. This is a noun often capitalized from 1887. It's a suitcase with flexible sides on a rigid frame that opens flat into 2 equal compartments. It is called also Gladstone bag or Gladstone bag. And I want to see a picture of this. So that is what I am doing right now. Let's see. This word is from, I think it's Welsh English. It shows W.E. And let's just double check that there isn't another. Yeah, Welsh and then English, I think. Yeah, Welsh and English. What did it say? Gladstone, is this a region or is it a Western English? Maybe it's just the word Gladstone or Gladstone with a capital G. A Gladstone bag is a classic structured traveling bag or suitcase popularized in the 1890s and named after, here we go. Oh, maybe that's what it is. British Prime Minister William Gladstone. So W.E. is William something. Let's go to the Wikipedia page to find out what his full name is. If you're going to just give me W.E., I need more information. Now this says, the first Gladstone bag was designed and manufactured by J.G. Beard at his leather shop in the city of Westminster. But where is William? Come on. Let's do, this is not a very long, named after William Gladstone. Oh, why didn't I see that in the first paragraph? Ooh, he has a fascinating middle name. I'm so glad I looked this up. Ewart. That is his middle name. E-W-A-R-T. Ewart? Ewart? How do you pronounce that? Anyway is fine with me. Okay, so even though somebody else invented it, it became named after him? Somehow, some reason? Hmm. Interesting. Okay, so that's the Gladstone bag, and the pictures of it just show that it's got some structure, and it's leather and strappies and a handle, and it is um, it's hinged opening that splits into two equal compartments. That's one of the important things that the definition also said. Often used for travel, medical, or legal purposes. All right, now we move on to no more glad words. We're so sad. There's no more glad. That makes me mad. Bring. We have the word glaikit. Glaikit. You can spell it Glaikit or Ket. It is an adjective from the 15th century. This is chiefly Scottish, and the synonyms are foolish and giddy. Oh, sometimes I think that I can be quite a glaikit person when I record this podcast. I like to have fun with things and not take things too seriously. Also, try to be gladsome. And sometimes if I'm not feeling very gladsome or glaikit, if I am not a glaikit person, I feel like maybe I don't want to record. So I have to feel a little bit glaikit. This is a fascinating word. The etymology doesn't really say much. It's just Scottish. So, hey, Scottish people, call me up and tell me all about this word. Why is it glaikit? Is there additional etymology, history where this word came from? I mean, probably not. It's a new word to me. All right, now, it's an old one, so I don't know if the Scottish people are still using it. I'm also curious about that. We now have the word glare. Glair, or you could also put an E at the end. Now, this is not glare, Glare, which will be a couple episodes from now. This one is a different one, but it looks like it's pronounced the same. Yes, it is. So this glare is a noun from the 13th century. Number 1, a sizing liquid made from egg white. Size, that came up not too long ago, and I was like, what is size in this situation? Some kind of liquid. This is some kind of liquid made from egg white, glare, and we also have number 2, a viscid substance suggestive of an egg white. And if you have experienced eggs, then you probably know that egg white, it's not fully liquidy. It has a little bit of structure to it. It's a little bit, as it said, it's viscous, kind of. It's a little bit thicker than your typical liquids. And so just something that has that kind of consistency, I guess, you could call it a glare. So this is from the Middle English word glare, spelled differently, which just means egg white. Also from the Latin word clarus, which means clear, and egg whites are clear until you cook at them. So why don't we call them egg clears? It's kind of weird that we call it egg white, because it's not white until you cook it. So the natural state is clear, pretty much. What I want to look up, what do you do with glare? No, I did not mean glare. That I meant this one. Traditional water-based adhesive made from egg whites. Oh, it's an adhesive. And also vinegar/water, primarily used in bookbinding and gilding as a size to secure gold leaf to leather or paper. Yep, a size is a thing. I don't know. It's something about glue. Interesting. Okay, so people figured out that they could make this gluey kind of thing, this sticky kind of thing, out of egg whites and other stuff, and they called it a glare. Okay, now we go to bring glary. So it's the same word with a Y. This is the adjective from 1662. It means having the characteristics of or overlaid with glare. So if you are feeling very viscous and gloopy and something like that, maybe gluey also, gloopy and gluey, then maybe you would be glary because you have the characteristics of glare. Just paint me on a book and then put some gold leaf on me, and I'll be your glue. Okay, now we got to move on to bring. We have the word glaive. 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 This one is a noun from the 15th century. It's archaic, and the synonym is sword, but especially, very especially, the synonym broadsword. So that, I think, is a much bigger sword. It's maybe wider than your typical sword because it's broad. The etymology, we kind of know where this is going, but I'll say it anyway. It's Anglo-French, sword or lance, from the Latin word gladius, which means sword. So it was started in the Latin gladius, and then it evolved into Anglo-French, and they were like, well, we're gonna spell it a little different. We're gonna change it up a little bit. We're gonna call it glaive, but that's not how the French pronounce it. I don't know how they would do that. Glaive. And let's look up. No, I didn't want to look up. Why are you showing me this? This person's name is Glaive? No, I want to look up glaive sword. I guess there's a musician named, who goes by the name Glaive. All right, picture time for glaives. There's a lot of different types of swords here. So many. Some of them I think might be from video games. But basically, a sword is a glaive. And also a gladius is a sword. Did I never think about where the word gladiator came from? Did you ever think about that? Never crossed my mind. I don't believe. Okay, now let's go on to bring. It's the word glam. Glam. Noun from 1963. Much more modern than the rest of these words. Number 1 is extravagantly showy glamour. Ooh, glamour. Maybe that's where it came from. Extravagantly showy glamour. Not just regular glamour, but it's showy and it's extravagant. Number 2, the synonym is glitter rock. Glitter rock? Glitter rock. Glam. Now I see the GL, but where does the AM come from? Is it because people who are doing glitter rock are probably extravagantly showy with their glamour? So they just called it glam. Glam is also an adjective. It does not have any etymology, but I think we can assume that it is from the word glamour. The first person that I think of when I hear the word glam is David Bowie. I believe that most people would probably call him glammy. Glammy. All right, now we got one more word, which is bring. Glamorise. Glamorise. It's the British variation of glamorize with a Z, which will be in the next episode. All right. Well, it's very sad. It's very sad that we finished all the word in today's episode. But what's very happy is that we're going to pick one as our word of the episode. If you have an opinion on that, if you have one that really struck you in some kind of way, then I would like you to tell me in some kind of way. Today we had glad, gladden, glade, glad hand, gladiator, gladiola, gladiolus, glad rags, gladsome, gladstone, glaikit, glare, glary, glaive, glam, and glamorize, or glamorise. All right, well, there's two. I think there's two that are jumping out at me. One would be glaikit, which is foolish and giddy, and you have to say it with a Scottish accent. How would you do that? You would say, oh, this is not going to sound good. Glaikit. No, see, one word, it's very hard to do. Glaikit, and what was the other one? Oh, the other one was glad rags. Which one? Sometimes I'm feeling glaikit. when I'm wearing my glad rags. I'm wearing my glad rags tonight. Let's go get glaikit. But I gotta pick one. Which one? Okay, let's just pick glaikit. Glaikit. That's the word of the episode. Glaikit, 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 glaikit. Let's all be glaikit. That's it. All right, I should probably tell you about another movie. This is the important things to do, and I did not bring up my list first, so let's access that quite quickly. What's next? Next is that movie Sirat, Sirat. This was up for Best International Film at the Oscars. I don't think it won. I don't remember. What to say about this movie? It's kind of a road movie, like a travel movie with some people and some characters, and some stuff happens, and I don't want to say anything. But it's kind of around like rave music and dancing and drugs and stuff like that. And I have mixed feelings about this movie, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, that's what I gotta say. It's worth a watch, I think. All right, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you so much for checking out my podcast. You can watch it on YouTube if you want to see the things that I do, staring you in the face, and a whole bunch of other things in the show notes. Buy some merchandise. This has been Spencer, dispensing information. Goodbye.